Hello everybody. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is talking about some truck driving scams that you need to look out for. Uh, there's quite a bit of them actually. If you haven't even heard of any of these, then that's a good idea that you have watched this video, right? So let me go ahead and start off with one that I actually got hit with. And this in general is fake job offers. People will, people have job offers or job openings in places like Career Builder or whatever. They'll act like they're a real, truck driving company. And then you talk to a fake recruiter, they tell you, they get your information and stuff like that. But it doesn't go down exactly the way you think it should. Like for me, what happened was I just got out of school. So I completely forgot about something that the school told me, which is if anybody tells you that they need you to give them an advance on any type of job, then it's a scam. I completely forgot about that joint. That was like something they told me at the beginning of the class and didn't reiterate in the end of the class. Another thing about that is that it was in the school's actual job openings. You know what I'm saying? The school had actual jobs where you're like, all right, you're out of school, so we got a list of places that you can go ahead and call and see if you want to go ahead and go with. So I called one of those places. Obviously, the job was a little too good to be true because it was a little bit better paying than other jobs, have a little bit more home time than the other jobs. But all that being said, man, I talked to the recruiter. They was like, all right, yeah, just give me, we're going to have somebody come pick you up. And then you'll just be with him for like a month, 2 weeks, something like that. But what we need is you to come out and give us some money so we can go ahead and get everything in order. So I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and do it. I won't really, like I said, I was a rookie. I wasn't even a rookie because I didn't even start a job yet. So I was just like, man, I'm fresh out of school and, it's in the schools. This job is in the school's actual, job listings. So I'm like putting all my thoughts into like, it has to be okay, even though it was like red flags. And it was like, yeah, send us some money to this particular person's name at Western Union. And I was like, none of that makes any sense. So I had two big red flags. But I was like, the school I went to had this listing up here, so it has to be true. It has to be a real job. But of course it wasn't a real job. As soon as I sent them the money, told them I had, gave them money, didn't hear from them again. And I was just left like bitter. I was really bitter too, because that was like the last of my money, yo. I probably paid like $400. So it just made me sick. It just made me sick at that point in time. But lesson learned, learn never trust people again. But something very similar to fake jobs or fake schools. So it's basically the exact same thing, except somebody's acting like they're from a school. So they talk to you about coming to the school and, you learn how to get a truck driving license, help you pass the test, all that good stuff. And then when it's time for you to actually go to school or whatnot, nobody's around, nobody calls you, you can't get in contact with anybody, everything's just blank. So once again, situations suck. You just gotta, once you talk to somebody, if it seems like a red flag, double check. Even if it is a school that you heard about, if you have some red flags pop off, like do a wire, like a transfer to somebody's name or somebody that isn't or a different company that isn't the actual company that you're going to be, going to school to, then it's best to go ahead and double check with a different person You know what I mean? Like somebody, like for example, whatever recruiter you done talk to, don't just talk to that recruiter. Actually go on Google Maps or whatever place you got, whether it's iPhone or whatever. Go there and then look up the company's number from there, call from there, and make sure that your name is in the books to go ahead and go and be ready for school. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Another thing that could happen to a truck driver is cash advances. Now, somebody could ask you some simple information, but with that simple information, they could end up calling your company and act like they're you and say that they need a cash advance for a particular reason, whether they need tires or something else of that nature, right? So then you're stuck paying the bill because it's in advance. The company's going to want to get that money back. And then you're going to be looking like, well, what the crap happened? So there's a lot of different advances in that particular situation. Like another thing could be fuel. Like if you lose a fuel card that the company provides, and then these people give you that fuel card, or not give you the fuel card, but you lose the fuel card that the company gave you, somebody pick it up and now they're using your fuel card. You have to pay that money back somehow, right? Or actually you're not paying the money back because it's just automatically coming out of your bank statement. So that's another thing. One other thing they got is double brokering. Double brokering is when a company is talk to one broker, say they can do a job for a certain amount of money. Then they, instead of using their vehicles to get the job done, they call a different carrier to have them get the job done. Once that third carrier, once the third party, which is a second carrier, once they deliver the load or right before they deliver the load, this scamming company talks to the brokerage and tells them that they need an advance on this money before the load gets delivered. Then once the advance gets to them, the actual company that did the delivery doesn't get paid. And something very similar to that is when you as an owner operator could go with a company and they give you loads, but they never pay you for the loads, which is something that has happened with, I can't remember what the actual company is, but it was on the news and it was talking about a lot of truck drivers were owed weeks worth of money and they didn't get it, but they did deliver, the freight to said companies, and the company just went and filed bankruptcy or something like that. So, man, at the end of the day, there's a lot of ways that people can get you, and I don't want y'all to get got. You know what I mean? That ain't sound so eloquent, I'm sure, to some of you, but it is what it is, right? And unfortunately, somebody got me. But like I said, I'm letting y'all know this so it don't happen to y'all. But if it has happened to you, if you got scammed before, let me know in the comment section. Let other people know what happened to you in the comment section, especially if it was something different than what I said. So other people can know and try to be on the lookout for that. All right. All right. So everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully y'all check out the next video I got. Next video I got probably will be something like top regrets that I made as a truck driver. Something not as informational, I guess. Kind of informational, not really. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, blah, 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 blah. That's all I got. I'm out of words. I just need to say that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video.